Welcome to the mindless musings of friends while two of us play Stardew Valley.
Yeah, Connery. It's kind of like, so, Mr. Connery,
I got a
Phil
question. Okay,
Zardoz.
I got a question for you. Hey, I got a question for you.
Cocaine.
Given the Renegade cut of Highlander 2 and given the original cut of Highlander 2, is it possible? Is it even plausible that at some point during the FF7 remake you're gonna see more things from Highlander 2?
I
Like-
sure hope so.
Is there
what?
gonna be a town called Zeist that just comes out of nowhere? I mean,
Or an enemy, something. Zeist.
Or
Would
a
be
new
awesome.
or a new villain, something Katana.
oh,
Yeah, 'cause we have had some new things thrown in on us. Who was that? One weirdo on the motorcycle. I can't remember.
Roche.
God, he annoyed me. Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
Roche.
I love Roche. He's great. He's gonna be the High Winds pilot, and you know it.
He's not Sid.
No, but Sid's pilot wasn't either. He was a trainee schmuck. You got a limit
Oh,
every now and then.
okay.
Like Sid never piloted the High Wind, even when you controlled him. He just referred to somebody else.
No, he was the captain, not the pilot.
I'm a little worried about Sid in the remake because let's be honest, he was a grumpy old man. He sweared like a sailor.
But we said the same thing about Barrett for years, and Barrett ended up being the best thing about the remake.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, the remake had a lot of censoring, particularly the violence, but it had a lot of censoring.
In the original version of 7, I didn't like Marlene. In the remake of 7, I freaking love Marlene. I think she's one of the best child characters in anything ever now, because she's just so adorable and innocent.
Here's the thing with Barrett, by the by. Barrett starts out as a buffoon, as an idiot.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of character development in the second half to the point where I actually like him.
Yes, he gets character development because you realize, oh god, this asshole is right. They are that bad. He's so one note, so zealous, and so determined to be a thorn in Shinra's backside that you're like, Jesus, dude, just drop it. And then 20 hours go by and you're like, no, I'm on board. You're right. Let's kill these assholes. Let's go.
The best addition they did with Barrett was the sunglasses. They look cool on him.
Yeah. Black guy with sunglasses, instantly cool.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
I don't think I've ever seen him wear sunglasses.
Freaking,
He's amazing, no matter what.
No,
Wesley
I was thinking.
Snipes looked awesome.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking Wesley Snipes, the original Blade. Come on, instant cool. He
Yeah,
wears
Wesley
the
Snipes
sunglasses.
is pretty cool.
Hey, he wears the sunglasses in an underground rave scene for vampires where it's dark.
You mean he wears them at night?
He's a vampire. He
indoors.
gets a pass.
And indoors too.
Mm-hmm.
He's a vampire. He gets a pass. By the way, a blade sword is awesome too. I love that he has a booby trap sword, so if his enemies try to use it against him, they cut off their own hand.
Crap.
You gotta admit, that's kind of clever.
That is some technology that we don't actually have.
No.
It's called a lightsaber. It never takes anybody's hand off once, except when used against someone.
See, a lot of people were annoyed with the Disney Star Wars movies, because with the lightsabers in those movies, there's suddenly no longer anybody losing limbs in lightsaber duels.
Okay. Question. That opening sequence of Blade, okay?
Yeah.
The rave that literally turns into a bloodbath. A literal bloodbath, okay?
Mhm.
Right? At what nightclub, what rave do people get sprayed on with booze? I've never... That's too an expensive thing to do, right? But why was blood any better?
Because it's run
Okay,
by
they're
vampires.
vampires, so it being blood, it just totally makes sense, and it's a cool effect.
Booze, I don't know, but I've very much heard and seen these. Heard and seen of these foam parties where it's just
bubbles.
Bubbles and shit.
Yeah, but that's not booze. I mean,
No,
booze is expensive.
but
Yeah,
the bubbles thing is pretty common.
Why would it be booze?
No, Phil's getting on that.
It's a
Alcohol
bloodbath.
would be our equivalent to blood for vampires.
No. Water would be our equivalent to blood for vampires.
What? No.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
because
need
it's
blood to
necessary
live.
for life.
We need water to live.
Is that
He's
why
got
we?
a valid point there.
Is it though? Because why have we created drinks in like many different flavors of liquids and such? Like water is
Because water is boring, and given different flavors, it's
Kieran's kind of right in this,
entertaining.
Phil.
If they had different flavors of blood, I'm pretty sure vampires would be all about that shit.
Okay, you know how I'm wrong when Joe says you're right? Because
Well,
Joe never agrees with you on anything. So
Well, here's the thing,
I
Phil.
have to take a nice slice of humble pie right now and say, like, buddy, you might be very right.
Now,
Of course I'm right. I'm always fucking right.
it's very much their food and drink. It's not their alcohol. Like, you never see vampires in the Blade, or really any vampire story, getting drunk off of blood. And,
Yeah, you do.
Okay, in Witcher, don't they say... Okay, that's another good point, actually. Vampires are completely fictional, so this doesn't make sense. Like, this conversation's insane to begin with, right? But, alright, Witcher says the same thing. Vampires treat blood as, like, wine in that, don't they?
that's The
Like-
Witcher. Vampires are very different in The Witcher, for one thing,
Yeah.
than any
The
other
mo-
mythology.
Yeah, the
Okay,
very...
The Witcher, it's not supposed to take place. What time period is that supposed to be taking place
It's a fantasy world, Carol. It's
story of
whenever.
in? Okay, the point I want to make with that one is that for a very long time, people had to drink wine instead of water because the water would kill you. Wine had alcohol to kill off the nasty things in the water. A lot of wine was actually very watered down. It was the only thing that would make the water safe to drink.
In
That was
Stuff
their
one
water
as it
treatment.
started.
well, but vampires in The Witcher, Carol, kind of like, they drink blood and they describe it to us as, like, alcoholic. Like, that kind of imbibing sensation.
Yes, but vampires are like very different things in The Witcher than they are in most mythologies. Like, for one thing, they're like characters from Sliders, aren't they? They're from like another dimension that came into our world somehow.
Yeah, but the same thing is like the elves as well. The elves is a case of like, oh, the world is like, dying out. They just invade ours. Thanks, Legolas.
And it's kind of like some weird like Highlander rule, like only maybe like an angel from Supernatural rule. Oh, the only thing that can kill a vampire is another vampire.
That's nonsense, you know it. That doesn't even make sense. Are they trying to say that a vampire can suck out another vampire's blood and that kills it?
I don't make up the rules, buddy. I just play the game.
Because that's the only way that makes sense. Like, think of the way they deal with Detlef at like the very end of Blood and Wine. Okay, Regis basically just sucks all the blood out of his body and it shrivels him up like a prune, so he's dead.
Funnily enough, of all the fucking movies, the best example for this one is Blade Trinity, when Dracula does indeed suck the blood of another vampire.
Yeah,
And
he has-
it basically gives them a stronger strain of the vampirism virus bullshit or whatever,
and
and
Triple
makes
H
them a
makes
stronger vampire.
and Triple H makes a Pomeranian vampire.
The less said about that, the better.
I know.
Oh, you think that's fucked up? There's an episode of What We Do in the Shadows where somebody makes a baby vampire.
Oh, it's such a shame.
I mean,
that
I like
Pomeranian seems so
Blade
cute
Trinity
too.
for all the wrong reasons, because it's just fucking dumb.
It's
But
Ryan Reynolds being maximum Ryan Reynolds before he was famous.
pretty much, yeah.
You say blood is food, but I wonder, like, there's many different blood types. Would every blood type taste different to a vampire?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think I'll take O negative tonight.
Do you not remember what they said on Buffy the Vampire Slayer with Spike? Like, Xander turns around to him at one point and says to him, like, hey, why is all this sacrifice business? Why is it always the same thing? Why is it always blood, 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 blood with these maniacs? Why do they always like blood? Right? Why is it never OJ? Why is it never booze? Why is it never, this or that? And Spike turns him round at that moment and says to him, because blood is life, you doofus. That's why it's a sacrifice.
With things like diabetes and blood sugar and all that, I mean, would there be such a thing as a diabetic vampire? Like, could
That's
they
really-
only drink like high blood sugar people?
No, but
Like,
that's
or
the best
like-
thing about that is like to you and me, but that is a comedy character, right? To that vampire, that's a freaking tragedy.
That should be on What We Do in the Shadows, what you just described right there.
Oh.
I would imagine actually that the different blood types would have different tastes to a more sensitive type being like a vampire, because there's different chemicals involved in the blood types that are on the blood cells themselves. So yeah,
Okay,
just-
from that, I mean, with the whole like low calorie sort of thing as well, would supermodels basically be like blood zero or like diet blood?
The Diet Coke of blood.
Supermodels would be like there's so little blood in them. I mean, that I don't know what's
imagine draining a wino.
like. We're gonna put the mask on the
Vampires
wino.
get drunk off wino blood. Do
Gag
they
on-
get like high as fuck when they drain a coke head?
What was that joke on Angel? The senator comes to Wolfram and Hart, and he's like, "No, I don't want any drinks, but maybe my associate would want him. He's a vampire." Yeah. Typo, virgin if you have it.
Okay, what's the one like, guys? I've been working at Wolfram and Hart for like 3 weeks. Don't worry, I'm not evil. And the guy literally comes in and Satan there. Hey, buddy, we up for racquetball next week? Yeah, sure, yeah. He's like dressed as Satan.
No, I think that gag was, Fred, we're not selling ourselves to the devil here. And then that guy walks in.
Hey, big guy, we up for racquetball next week? Yeah, sure. It's like the medium rare gag at the end of.
Oh, Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
We all
the
have
best
to make
of the best.
sacrifices. It's noisy up here.
Has there ever been a villain more deserving of getting killed than Ed Norris's character in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. There's like worse examples. There's more detestable. He's just amicably evil. Like, he's the mayor from Buffy. He's just charming and nice to be around. He's fun because he's just Ed Harris, right?
He created a train that's powered by little children.
But yeah, he's
It was
he's a
not
monster.
originally powered by little children. Little children are basically an aftermarket part to replace the part that really should be running that mechanism.
How have we done this, by the way? Have we, like, we've never watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory together, right? And yet we've seen its 2 sequels. We've seen Dead and Buried and we've seen Snowpiercer.
They're not sequels, but
They totally are, and you know it.
no, they're not.
Grandpa Joe is a necromancer, and Mr. Wonka made this train that goes around the planet feeding off
Well,
orphans.
Actually, they were saying that was Charlie grown
He's
up.
not a necromancer, but he's definitely a benefits thief.
Which is even worse.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's also a horrible
I'd
role
rather
model,
he
even
be
if
a necromancer, frankly.
he's
Next
a
bills for
horrible-
winners.
He's like, all right, everybody in that family sucks except
I
for
mean,
Charlie.
I imagine necromancers still at least pay taxes, so.
Well, we don't know that.
Hex bills are for winners.
I mean-
I want him to say those words, please.
No. X builds are for fucking losers.
There we go.
I mean, necromancers probably still pay taxes, but I mean, on the other hand, does everyone they like raise from the dead count as a dependent, so they get a
Okay.
tax write-off?
We've been
What-
over this. Actual real life necromancers do exist. They work at Disney now. And
talking
Joe
about-
knows
you're-
I'm right.
You're talking about Peter Cushing, correct?
Joe, they are literally reanimating the dead. So They are necromancers.
With Peter Cushing and Carrie Fisher and Rogue One.
God, they better not. Oh, they did it with Carrie Fisher. Oh, Jesus Christ.
They did it with Carrie Fisher like a week after, or sorry, a week before she died. Or wait, a week
Okay,
after?
so-
I don't know.
Okay, so they didn't know.
They didn't know she was going to die, no, but it's still very disturbing that they released the movie in that current form, like literally right after she died.
Like, I hate to say it. I really hate to say it, but there's an art in necromancy. It's a disgusting thing to say. It's probably the most vile thing I've ever said. But there is an art to necromancy, I'm afraid.
Now, what if the necromancer raises him or herself? Do they still need to pay taxes?
Oh my god.
Well, at that point, they're a lich, not a necromancer.
Yeah, necroception.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know all the terminology with this. Because Grandpa Joe very much does die in that movie and raises himself at the end.
Yeah, he's a literal lich, isn't he?
Okay, a necromancer is a living person who raises the dead.
No,
If they're dead and they come back, then they can't, once they're dead, they're no longer necromancer because they're not a living person.
that doesn't make
If
sense.
they come back, it's as a lich.
No, man, what? No. Okay, necromancy is what they do. It's not who they are or what they are. It's just what they
But
do.
A necromancer is a living person who raises the dead.
Yeah, but they don't have to be living. You can be a necromancer if you're a robot for all I know. I mean,
I'm a
or an
little
alien.
confused. If you raise the dead, are you then yourself not alive again? Like
You can
Well,
come back as a
necromancer
lich.
cannot raise
Yeah, you're a
himself.
lich. You're a
That's
zomboid.
Different thing. I mean, if they've raised themselves from the dead, they've pretty much become a lich because they put their soul into something else.
Yo, this is a really ironic
Which
conversation,
is, in
by the
that
way.
respect, what would Grandpa Joe's phylactery be? What has he put his soul into? What has made him the unholy beast that he is?
Can
I'm
I
gonna
still
say-
eat
And why is
M&Ms?
it the golden
Kill
rule?
me.
I'm gonna say it would be the bed. Like he was very attached to that bed.
Yeah, that bed that he laid in and stole benefits for God knows how many years until a fucking chocolate factory ticket appeared.
Your brain is made of M&Ms, isn't it? No. Life is suffering.
The entire okay, what was Charlie's last name?
Bucket? I think it was just Bucket, yeah.
Bucket? Really?
It's really just Bucket. Charlie Bucket.
Oh god.
Grandpa Joe Bucket, the necromancer.
The entire family is awful. Like even the mom is bad. She's constantly telling her kid to give up on his dreams. She even has like a whole song. She has a whole song number. God bless you.
Okay. I'm just saying to Kieran then, like, this is an ironic conversation to have 20 minutes just before they announce Necromancer, by the way. Like, actually. In 14, I mean.
Is he the villain of Willy Wonka, Grandpa Joe?
He's
So,
the...
Phil, if you create another character to play Necromancer, are you going to call it Grandpa Joe?
Oh, that's such a good name. That's such a good name. Like, just make it look like Gurman, and it would work, wouldn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Or make a monk call him Joe Baker.
There's too many really cool characters right now called Joe. I'm kind of annoyed.
I was describing that character to my friends last night over dinner. Like, how that was like the greatest DLC character I've ever seen before. And like I'm telling them, like I usually hate melee combat, but playing as that dude, just freaking beating zombies to death with my bare hands.
You know what
Amazing.
they need to do? You know what they need to do? They need to do, hey, Grandpa Joe takes his family on an Eastern European vacation, in DLC for Resident Evil 8.
While Joe Baker goes on vacation. Yeah.
Like, he sees the lichens in Resident Evil 8, and he's like, oh, Christ, not again. And he's just punching them as he does.
I'm gonna tear you dogs apart with my bare hands.
He's like making doggy jokes the entire time for an hour and a half. I've got to find Zoe!
Like I was describing to them just how
Just
satisfied
wait
it is.
till he gets announced for Smash.
Joe Baker for Smash,
Joe
yeah.
Baker.
And it even has like the BSA like fist gauntlet thing, like charge complete every time you do a Falcon Punch.
Yeah, that would be his like ultimate move, the Iron Man fist.
Oh my, that's not even a weapon. That's like lifting construction stuff to like amplify his forearm strength. Like it's one part of a 56 like piece set for the BSA in that game, and he just finds one. He uses it anyway.
I think I'm gonna finally start it this weekend. See if it's any good.
I've heard great things about it. I can't wait to start playing that for Carol.
Yeah, I've been waiting on you to tell me that you're ready to start playing. Of course, weekends are out for me.
Yeah, I kind of want to finish these anime shows that we got first. Do.
You only have 2 left: Prison School and Esclafone.
Steins Gate's got a nice ending. I like that.
What's
Typical
gonna-
Escaf- I like
Esclafone.
Steins Gate ending. Steins Gate's ending.
Yeah, it's okay.
Did have all of you guys seen the movie Live Die Repeat? Or no,
It's
Edge
called
of
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, we're gonna
It's
have to
been a
watch that.
it's been a long while since I watched it, so we can watch that again.
I was gonna make a comparison, but I'll watch it with you guys first, and
Yep.
then I'll make the comparison.
Live Die Repeat is an excellent name for a movie. Why did they change it?
They did change it.
No, why
Edge
did Edge of Tomorrow sucks?
Yes, I agree. Which is why they changed the name. It's an even better name than the Japanese light novel it's based on.
No, all you
'Cause-
need is kill or some crap like that.
Now that's a bad name.
That's a terrible name.
I don't even like Tom Cruise. I like that movie.
Because you see Tom Cruise suffer in it.
Yeah. Again and again and again.
Okay, we taking bets on this Scythe job name? Because like the first thing you're gonna see when this fan fest begins in like 15 minutes time is gonna be like complete trailer, and it's gonna be Xenos who has the big scythe. Okay. So what's the name of the job gonna be?
I mean, what the fuck else can it be?
Necromancer. People have been saying Necromancer, and he heard it on screen, and he was like, The best was that guy in the row who said to him like, "Is it Dark Knight?" And the director of the game just looked at this guy like, like it's been in the game for 6 years already.
Hey, since he's back this year, we're gonna get a Bethesda conference.
No, that's Microsoft now. Remember, they
Oh,
own them.
I mean,
Oh.
it's gonna be Necromancer, either something to do with like Reaper or Executioner is.
That was the
third
name that
possibility.
leaked in February, Executioner, but I don't know. I mean, Exy, wouldn't it? It would be just Exy as like an abbreviation
EXE,
for the name.
Yeah.
The job logo is like either a scythe or just like a skull. Easy.
It would either be like Necromancer, Reaper, or Executioner.
Because like I've said this for a while now. They took Dark Arts out of the game from Dark Knight just so they could do this. Like people have wanted like a Necromancer role for like years in this game. And I was never one that was like, because like okay, Necromancers in 5 used a crystal ball. You can't use that in this, obviously. Sage already looks cool. Sage is awesome because it looks like a Gundam. Okay, aside from that, I'm thinking we've already got Anima. We need the other trial.
What else they got?
I think Azura or Kali.
Mm,
Because Matsuno is working on this. You know the guy from Vagrant Story?
yeah.
So I think it's going to be Azura or Kali. Probably Kali, no doubt.
Yeah, Carly seems to be calling me on that one. That seems like it fit.
Moonhousing?
No, I want
No.
fishing on the moon.
Fishing on the moon.
Yeah.
We're whalers on the moon.
We're whalers on the moon. But there ain't no whales, so we tell tall tales and sing our whaling tune. That stream up, by the way, there's like 10 minutes to it.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes.
See if Tom's awake. I fell asleep. He stayed up till like 4 a.m. last night, by the way, watching that latest season of Castlevania with Danielle.
Mm-hmm. I'm not shocked.
I was laughing like crazy at him because he reminds me of Stu now from Rugrats. Stu,
I'll be
it's
right
4
back.
Stu, it's 4 a.m. What the hell are you doing? I'm making chocolate pudding. Why? Because I've lost control of my life, Luann. Yeah, Tom's kicking the crap out of me right now. Please watch the opening keynote with speakers or headphones. This is a request from the sound director. Okay. Soken demands you do not mute the stream. Why? Is he proud of this song, I guess? Seriously, Necromancer, Kali, anything with Charlene. Because, like, it's damn time to do that. Waiting on that Charlene bus for, like, what, the last 7 years? What the hell flavor did I get? Oh, salt and caramel. Okay. Yeah, it's not so bad.
Salted caramel.
Yeah,
Haagen-Dazs
Haagen-Dazs. Yep.
It's a good flavor. If you ever see the salted caramel cheesecake one, because there's actually 2 different kind of salted caramel flavors for some reason.
Oh, wow.
The salted caramel cheesecake one is pretty good. A little more creamy than the regular salted caramel. So.
The only flavors I've seen nearby where I live is strawberry, vanilla, cookies and cream, which I hate. I think it's very, very chalky. And salted
Yeah, it
caramel.
is a little, but it's nice now and again.
I don't mind cookie dough. I think a lot of it's kind of sickening, though.
I tried the cookie dough thing.
What do you think?
And I thought it was okay. Cookies and cream, I think, is a bit better. I would say the worst flavor, just because it's just so boring, is Belgian chocolate.
Oh, I was gonna say like vanilla. Yeah, I like vanilla.
No, vanilla. No, the
No,
vanilla
he
one's
loves
actually really
vanilla.
Like vanilla's always nice, even if it is the most basic bitch flavor there is. I mean,
good. Yeah, but I mean, there's like other ice creams just called like vanilla, which is just plain. And
which
then
is
there's,
actually
like, the
yeah,
proper Madagascan vanilla, which is what they do.
which is what
It
they all
is
should
actually
do.
a good, like, decent vanilla flavor.
Your
Oh,
stream
God.
start yet? What?
I like it.
It's like gonna start in the next 5 minutes. Freaking Blitzball. No.
I love Blitzball.
No.
What the hell?
They say they're gonna update
Alright,
the saucer with
Phil,
something.
if they announce Blitzball, you gotta eat a piece of fudge.
Shit. I know.
Yeah.
I got the. You waited till I got the ice cream out to do this, didn't you?